Hello, Jazzfest 2026. We're here. Today we celebrate the start of the Jazzfest season with the 30-day countdown to the festival. You want to get excited? Yesterday the crew started building on the field. I mean, it's on. So let's get the party started with New Orleans Heart and Soul, Benny Jones, and Treme Brass Band. Treme Brass Band. I'd like to give a special thanks to our City Council for their vital support for the Jazz and Heritage Festival. You know, we say it takes a village. And here with us today, representing the city, is the President of the New Orleans City Council, J.P. Morrell.
Thank you. It's certainly my pleasure to be here today. I bring greetings on behalf of the mayor, who could not be here today because she is in Baton Rouge trying to negotiate an extension on our FEMA grants and FEMA projects, and we sincerely appreciate being part of a larger team that's moving the city forward. I also want to acknowledge, I know my colleague Eugene Green is here, as well as my colleague Amy McCarron, who are both council members here in support of Jazzfest. So obviously today marks the official start of Jazzfest season. Today the flags go up, the signs come out, and the anticipation begins. It's a festival like no other. It is a multicultural, multi-generational, and that's why after more than 50 years, it remains one of the most influential cultural festivals in the world. From jazz and blues icons to brass bands, gospel choirs, zydeco players, Mardi Gras Indian tribes, this year more than 600 artists will take the stage, and 85% of them are from Louisiana and the New Orleans area. This festival generates close to $500 million in economic impact each year and welcomes about 500,000 visitors, half of them from out of town. This means real jobs, real income, and real opportunities for our hospitality workers, artists, vendors, and small businesses. It's one of the most important economic engines this city has. Many people may not realize the extent of the reinvestment made possible by the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation. The foundation takes proceeds from the festival and allocates them to grants, educational programs, and community support. And on top of all that, educational and cultural programs of the foundation They have a major outlets like WWOZ to broadcast the message while supporting the culture. I also want to add, as someone who graduated from McDonough 15 Elementary School in the French Quarter, I have always appreciated the efforts of the Heritage Foundation, making sure that kids are a part of this party. I remember as a small child, I did not truly understand what Jazzfest was because most kids in the city don't have the opportunities that Jazzfest provides to them. And being part of that tradition, going to the kids' tent, having those kids' bands play, it really is the first step to someday those kids being something like in the Treme Band like you see here today. So I appreciate the work that you do throughout year round. And the food. Of course, there's the food. Jazzfest cuisine is its own attraction. The best thing of all is that this festival works because of the people behind it, our artists, our culture bearers, our workers, volunteers, and neighbors. Jazzfest is built by the community for the community. It's our moment to celebrate what makes New Orleans creative, resilient, and unmistakably one of a kind. So, for those of you out there, you festers who wait year-round for this season, the season has truly begun. Thank you.
That was great. Also essential to the festival operations and security, obviously, special thanks to the New Orleans Police Department. Our superintendent, Ann Kirkpatrick, is here with us today. The fire chief, Roman Nelson, is here with us today. We thank them for coming out and showing that the Jazzfest is important to the city. Under the office of the Lieutenant Governor of Louisiana is something called CRT. That stands for Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. So think about it, culture, recreation, tourism. That is Jazzfest. Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser has been a loyal friend and sponsor of Jazzfest. And here today, please welcome his senior advisor, Julio Guichard.
Good morning, everybody. It's great to be here representing Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser as we get ready for another New Orleans Jazz Fest. The state of Louisiana is proud to once again be a sponsor of this incredible event. Jazz Fest really captures everything that makes our state special. Our music, our food, our culture, and our people. This is what brings folks from all over the world to New Orleans for Jazz Fest. But just as importantly, it's something we get to enjoy right here at home. It brings people together and shines a spotlight on the very best of Louisiana. Lieutenant Governor Nungesser is proud to support events like Jazz Fest that celebrate our culture and help drive visitors across the state. Thanks to the organizers, Quint, the artists, and all of you for being a part of it. We're looking forward to a great festival. Thank you, and let the countdown begin.
Thank you, Julio. I don't know if everybody knows by now that the Jazz and Heritage Festival is owned by a nonprofit 501c3, the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation. They're Jazz Fest all year long. We're Jazz Fest for 10 days. So please welcome right now the first Vice President, Judge Sidney Cates, and the Executive Director, Sarita Carrier.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being with us here today. It's my great pleasure to join with others in celebrating an exciting milestone as we officially mark 30 days until the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell. In just a short time, the gates will open, and we'll once again welcome the world to Jazz Fest. This is a celebration that reflects who we are as a people just as much as it showcases the music, the food, the culture we share. So on behalf of the Board of Directors, I want to begin by expressing my deep gratitude to the many people who make this festival possible. To our extraordinary staff, our producers, artisans, musicians, tradition bearers, vendors, volunteers, and partners. The festival is a reflection of your dedication, creativity, and commitment to excellence. I also want to extend a very special thank you to the residents and neighbors of the Gentilly and Fairgrounds communities. We recognize that hosting an event of this scale requires patience, partnership, and trust, and we're deeply appreciative of the role that you play in making Jazzfest possible every year. To our sponsors and our presenting sponsor, Shell, your continued support safeguards the success of this festival and the sustainability of the cultural work that extends far beyond it. We're grateful for your investment in this city and in its culture. This year, we're proud to highlight Jamaica as our cultural exchange country. Jamaica's profound influence on global music, language, and culture resonates with the people of New Orleans, and we're looking forward to celebrating those connections in meaningful and memorable ways throughout the festival. It's important to remember that Jazzfest is not just an event. It's one of the most valuable and visible expressions of work at the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation, the nonprofit organization that owns the Jazzfest. And while these 2 weeks are what the world sees, the impact of this festival reaches far beyond the fairgrounds. Every day of the year, every year, the foundation is investing in communities, supporting artists, advancing education, strengthening cultural traditions, and driving economic opportunity. That work's led by an exceptional team under the guidance of our interim executive director, Sarita Carrier. It's now my privilege and honor to introduce Ms. Carrier, who's going to tell us a little bit more about the day-to-day activities of the foundation. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge Cates, and good morning, everyone. It's an honor to stand here before you at this moment, just 30 days out from Jazzfest, when the energy, anticipation, and excitement are building across the city. Because of Jazzfest's success and the support of sponsors, donors, and community partners, the foundation is able to reinvest millions of dollars annually into programs that serve people throughout Louisiana. That work includes music education for nearly 300 students at the Don Moose Jameson Heritage School of Music, our Community Partnership Grant Program, which has awarded more than $17 million in support of artists, tradition bearers, cultural organizations, and community-based work. Through our Community Outreach Ticket program, we distribute 10,000 free tickets to under-resourced communities and produce free festivals that bring resources and job opportunities directly into neighborhoods. Of our assets, the Jazz and Heritage Archive is where decades of New Orleans, Louisiana, Jazzfest history, music, stories, and cultural materials are carefully maintained and made accessible for future generations. The George and Joyce Wein Jazz and Heritage Center is a cultural hub in the community of Treme, where culture is created, protected, and continues to thrive. We are also the proud holders of the license for the Jazz and Heritage Community Radio Station, WWOZ 90.7 FM. Which amplifies the sound of New Orleans and Louisiana culture to listeners near and far. On behalf of our entire staff, I want to thank our board for their leadership, our producers and their team for incredible work, our sponsors and partners for their continued support, and our community for trusting us to carry this work forward. Thank you, and happy Jazzfest.
Thank you, Sarita. Foundation is a fantastic force in the city. So, Jazzfest has been at home here at the Fairgrounds since 1972. Think about that, since 1972. We've never had a more supportive and enthusiastic host than the current ownership and its Vice President and General Manager, Kathy Beatty.
Thanks, Quinn. and good afternoon, honored guests, musicians, and volunteers. Welcome home to the Fairgrounds. There are places in New Orleans that carry our stories. These places carry our stories in their fences, in their fields, and in the echo of galloping horses and calls to post. The Fairgrounds Racecourse is one of those places. For generations, it has been a stage for celebration, a gathering place where music, food, culture, and community meet. Today, as the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival returns to these grounds, we at the Fairgrounds welcome them home, not only to a festival site, but to a piece of our city's heart. For decades, the Fairground has rolled out the red carpet, opened its gates, and said, bring the brass, the bands, and the crawfish bread. Jazzfest answered, we'll bring the music, the crowds, and the unique dance moves. But Jazzfest has always been more than a lineup of performances and interesting folks. It's a living expression of New Orleans, the rhythms of the communities, the flavors of our kitchens, the craftsmanship of local and regional artists, and the resilience of New Orleanians. Calling Fairgrounds home is not just geography, it's an affirmation of roots. It's saying that here, where history rides alongside the present, we honor the generations of artists and audience who have made Jazzfest what it is today. And that kind of teamwork doesn't happen overnight. It happens over decades of shared knowledge and experience. The Fairgrounds, as one of the premier racetracks in the United States, provides the space, and Jazzfest brings the artists, the culture, and the steady stream of people who think sunscreen is optional and that it's a good idea to wear flip-flops in the rain on an operating racetrack. Together, Jazzfest and Fairgrounds make a festival that's louder, tastier, and just a bit more likely to inspire spontaneous, happy dancing. To Quint, Heather, and the entire Jazzfest team, thanks for trusting this partnership year in and year out, and for exposing our piece of the world to new rhythms every year. To the Fairgrounds team, you're the unsung MVPs who literally move overnight from producing world-class horse racing and promoting the equine and agricultural industries of Louisiana to preparing the grounds for the transformation into a world-class music and arts festival and making it all look so easy. To the volunteers and organizers who work tirelessly behind the scenes, your dedication makes this homecoming possible. To our neighbors and longtime supporters, thank you for holding space, for welcoming visitors, and for keeping our shared spirit alive. Let this festival be more than a moment. Let it be a promise that the Fairgrounds will remain a home where music and memory meet, where every generation finds a place, and where New Orleans' spirit is celebrated loud and proud. And let's celebrate this partnership, the one that brought Jazzfest to the Fairgrounds and keeps it feeling like home. Welcome back, Jazzfest. Welcome home.
Thank you, Kathy. We do love the Fairgrounds. It is our home. Well, since Katrina in 2006, Shell USA has been the presenting sponsor and the financial base of the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Fest. That's 20 years of sponsorship without a break. Please welcome from Shell USA, Kevin McMahon.
Good afternoon. Wow, we have a crowd here. I think it's because of the band, for sure. I saw some food, and I also saw some drink earlier. So there's nothing more that I would like to do right now than to spend the next 25 minutes going deep into some offshore technical PowerPoint slides. Where's the computer? Let's get it fired up. Is anyone up for it? No, I didn't think so. All right, we're going to wing it. Seriously, we're officially 30 days out from this big event from the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival. This is certainly something that the city anticipates, as well as my family looks forward to every year. This year is especially meaningful because we mark 20 years of partnership between Jazzfest and Shell. That relationship began in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. And a few of you who know me may also know that my wife Gina and I, well, we have kind of a strange story. We're from Texas, and we moved here in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina from Texas. Yep, almost 20 years ago, exactly, in that same aftermath. Now, our family, our friends in Texas were scratching their heads. Our neighbors in New Orleans were really unsure of what to make of us when we turned up. But what we did here is we decided that we're going to settle and make roots. My son was 4 weeks old when the moving van showed up in Texas and we came here. My daughter, she was born a couple years later, and so each of our children was raised here. And what we had the opportunity to do in that time was to kind of watch this great city grow, get back on its feet after Katrina. And it's become a very special place for us as a family in our hearts. And so that's why it's so important to me and my family and to Shell to see this partnership between Shell and Jazzfest that has truly grown into one of the strongest cultural collaborations in the United States of America. Well done, my friends, well done. So today, we're very proud to reconfirm that right here, right now, that we're renewing and extending that partnership for another 5 years. We're going to be the presenting sponsor through 2030. Jazzfest represents the soul of New Orleans, and it celebrates the resilience of its people. And generates more than $500 million of economic impact every single year. We heard about the jobs it supports, the small businesses, the Jazz and Heritage Foundation's year-long programs. That might not be quite as big as the Super Bowl, but we do Jazzfest every year. I think Jazzfest wins. And it's not that it's a competition. I think Jazzfest wins. Not because it's a competition, but if it were, I think we'd always wind up on top. So Shell is proud to stand together with this community, not just at Jazzfest, but throughout the year. We continue to invest in Louisiana's energy future. We continue to invest in coastal protection, and especially the neighborhoods that all of our employees call home, from right here in Mid-City and Gentilly to the Quarter and even to the River District. Has anyone been by the new building recently? It's really shaping up, and we're excited about it. This year, once again, we're going to partner with the Fest to promote sustainability. Last year alone, we prevented 150 metric tons of waste from entering the environment, and we're going to do that again this year. So the countdown's on. We've got about 30 days, and we'd like to invite everyone to come celebrate with us and celebrate everything that makes Louisiana so extraordinary. We'll see you at the Fest in about 30 days. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for another 5 years. Guaranteed. Last but definitely not least is one of the great leaders of our city and its economy, steering us through the essential New Orleans hospitality and tourism industry. The President and CEO of New Orleans and Company, Walt Leger.
Good morning, everyone. And like Kevin said, it's not a competition. But if it was a competition, there's a mouse over in Florida who likes to say that he lives in the happiest place on earth. I think we need to invite him to Jazzfest and see what he's got to say about it. It is a great day to be in New Orleans. Incredible weather, same kind of weather you can expect for Jazzfest. I'm not a weatherman, but I am making some predictions here. We are, speaking of guarantees, it's going to be an incredible event, as it always is. 2026, we're off to an incredible start. We've got a dynamic new mayor. We've got an incredible new city council. all of whom have guided us through a vibrant, safe, and successful Mardi Gras season. We've hosted marquee events already. The All-State Sugar Bowl, the first ever Rockin' 1000 performance in the United States. And just last week, regional leaders and the mayor announced a master plan for the Louis Armstrong International Airport. Now think about that for a second. Our airport is named the Louis Armstrong International Airport. What city on earth has an iconic cultural ambassador and musician as the namesake of their airport? Only the city of New Orleans. Why are we celebrating that master plan? Not because of anything but the momentum that our community is experiencing. Growth here is not theoretical, it's happening. Our city has been busy. We are filling restaurants, hotels, music venues, and neighborhoods. They're alive with energy. Just take last couple of weeks, March 13th through 15th, our city was nearly sold out. Not from any one major event, not a Super Bowl, but Super Sunday, St. Patrick's Day festivities, New Orleans Entrepreneur Week, the Tulane Book Fest, the Savannah Bananas, thousands of people arriving here to depart on cruise ships, meetings, conferences, conventions, a layered approach, a snapshot of a thriving city. And we're just getting started because today we're here to celebrate one of the most iconic events, the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival. Not just because of music, but because of food, culture, and ultimately the people who make this come to life. A powerful reminder of one of the most authentic celebrations anywhere on earth. It reminds us that music isn't just a part of who we are, it is who we are. Just last year, I stood at this very podium and I told you that we had applied to be recognized by UNESCO as a creative city of music. And I'm proud as I stand here to say today that we have in fact received that designation. This affirms our standing as a global icon of music, not just of entertainment, not just economic impact, but connection. You feel it in our streets, in our neighborhoods, in our celebrations, and yes, as I said, even when you arrive at our airport. Jazzfest isn't just about what happens for 2 weeks a year. It happens year-round because of the dedication of their leadership and the foundation, and we appreciate that. The food at the fest has inspired food throughout the year. Just last week, I walked into a pizza place and was looking for a pizza on a Friday afternoon, and they were serving crawfish Monica pizza. I can't wait for my cochon de lait po' boy, my crawfish bread, and of course, my soft shell crab po' boy. It's partnerships that make this work, and we cherish our partnership with the Jazz and Heritage Festival. New Orleans & Company's mission is to drive, inspire, and encourage people to experience our city for the economic, social, and cultural community benefit of our people. We don't do this on our own. We do it with tremendous partners. So I say to Quint and the entire Jazzfest team, congratulations. Thank you to your most important partner, Shell, for their many-year commitment to this event. And thank you all for showing up year in and year out and making sure that our community shows up to the world. We welcome people from all over the planet, but the most important people that we welcome are our residents and our locals who experience it day in and day out. So thank you.
Thank you, Walt. Well, speaking of worldwide cultural icons, I'd like to say hello to Irma Thomas, who came out to be with us today. That's royalty, Soul Queen of New Orleans. So the big news of today is the release of what we call the Cubes. That's the daily charts that tell us who's playing on what stage, in what order, at what time, and for how long. They're up now, David, on our website, NOJazzfest.com. They're up right now. So we're really excited about the talent of this year's festival, from the Eagles to T-Pain, from Stevie Nicks to Lord, and our Louisiana's own Lainey Wilson and John Batiste. This year, I hate to say more than ever, but this year is really something for everybody. And the real deal of the festival, as was mentioned before, is over 85% of the music on this festival is from here. From gospel to traditional jazz, Cajun and Zydeco, the daily Mardi Gras Indian and second line parades that go through the festival. No other festival has this amazing world of indigenous music. No other festival in the world. And that's what makes Jazzfest what it is. Now, also, the full listing of the food and the crafts that are up on the Jazzfest website. If you want to freak somebody out, send them the full list of all the food at Jazzfest. You try reading it yourself. It's incredible. It'll freak you out. Now, we are, of course, tremendously grateful for the generous and long-time loyal support of our sponsors. We have a great family of sponsors. Many of them are here with us today. It's Shell USA, our presenting sponsor, Miller Lite, First Horizon Bank, Sandals Resort, a new one, Jamaica Tourist Board, Ochsner Health. Ochsner produces and mans all of our medical tents. Very important. Attorney Morris Bart. Where's Morris? Going on his third year as sponsor of the Gospel Tent. Tito's Handmade Vodka. You will find around the grounds a signature Jazzfest drink, Tito's Strawberry Lemonade. Yeah. Okay, People's Health, the New Orleans and Company. Thank you all. Sheraton New Orleans, our host hotel for over 30 years. They put us up after Katrina so we could have a place to stay while we were doing the festival. Coca-Cola, Sun Cruiser, New Orleans Tourism and Cultural Foundation, Louisiana Office of Tourism, and radio station WWOZ, who sponsors our jazz tent. WWOZ is Jazzfest 365 days a year. There's nothing more important than WWOZ to culture in New Orleans, spreading it worldwide, really. Now, this year at the festival, we're celebrating Jamaica, the music, the food, the art, a little bit of rum. We're going to have so much Jamaican music this year at the festival. It's awesome. Serving us today is Karen and Shaka Gorell from Aphrodisiac. What a great name, Aphrodisiac. They're giving you a taste of the food that will be at the Cultural Exchange Pavilion this year, the Jamaican food. Finally, last but not least, are the unveilers here. We're going to unveil publicly for the first time the official Jazzfest poster. Who are the unveilers? All right, Matthew. The official poster is celebrating Louis Armstrong's 125th birthday on a classic New Orleans streetcar. Da-da-da-da. Yeah. Along for the ride with Pops is Trombone Shorty and John Batiste, Benny Jones, and the late great Uncle Lionel of the Treme Brass Band. All right, that's it. Thank you for coming out today to join in the Jazzfest kickoff. It's kicked off now. Let's keep the party going New Orleans style. Benny Jones, Treme Brass Band. Happy Jazzfest, everybody. Thank you.